All right, what's going on? What's going down? What's up, fight fans? What's the deal, man? It's the homie main man, made man in the building. Y'all know how I get down. We talking boxing, man. Going down on Wednesdays and Saturdays here on Main Man Made Man's Boxing. Y'all know how it goes. It's always live in full effect, so don't miss it. You know what I'm saying? Man, no man. So I like to start these videos off with a positive vibe and a positive energy. Word of the day, if you will. Let me just say this to everybody out there. Nobody, I repeat, nobody will believe in your dream more than you. Some people you can go to, hey man, I just came up. I've been working on this business. I've been working on that dream. I've been working on this vision for this amount of time and it's finally paying off. You all excited. You going crazy. Your hair all over the place. You just so happy. And the person you telling this to is looking at you like, whatever, man. Who cares? Whatever. Good for you. Because no one will believe in your dream as much as you do. No one will find what you do more interesting than you. So looking for validation from other people for your dream is the wrong thing to do. And I'm just going to leave it at that. You know what I'm saying? All day. Now, the thing that I want to talk about in this particular video, y'all see the title of the video, Turns Bud Crawford. Well, I heard the news, or should I say, I've seen people talking about the recent pictures that surfaced with Errol Spence Jr. in it. I ain't made no video on it. I ain't even barely gonna speak on it because I don't know what that what that photo means. I have no idea. I don't know when it was taken. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Until I hear from Errol Spence Jr., expect Main Man Made Man to remain mute on that point. You dig? Now, the thing is, though, with Errol Spence Jr. being out and whenever he chooses to come back, the question has to be asked is that what's going to happen with Terrence Crawford then? And the reason that I ask this is because, believe it or not, as much criticism as we've given Errol Spence Jr. over the Terrence Bud Crawford fight, and rightfully so, but as much criticism that we gave, at the end of the day, he was the only one over there willing to actually give Crawford the shot. There wasn't nobody else. You know, Danny Garcia turned down $3 million. Right? Shawn Porter act like they're blood brothers or something. You know what I'm saying? Like they're just the best blood brothers. You know, we took an oath. They took a vow to never fight each other. So that's not gonna happen. Keith Thurman is somewhere trying to find himself. I don't know what he looking for. He's finding something. He's trying to find himself. And he doesn't want to have anything to do with Crawford neither. The real reason I believe it so is because Crawford and Bob Arum never took Keith Thurman serious as a world champion. They never thought Keith Thurman was a profitable fighter. So they never really approached Keith Thurman in a serious manner. And Keith felt disrespected. So he don't want to have nothing to do with them. So now Errol Spence, believe it or not, it's looking like that Errol Spence Jr. was the only one. I mean, though it was being lingered on and it was, but he was the only one that was really on record like, yeah, eventually we're going to do this. So with him out the equation now, the wrong side of the street, politics, polished shit. You know what I'm saying? Nobody willing to fight him. Where does Crawford get the big name fights? The only answer that I can give you is he's going to have to sit around and wait for the 140 fighters to come up. Your Maurice Hookers, your Josh Taylors, your Regis Prograis. Those fights may be all available to Terrence Crawford, but how long will he have to wait? Terrence Crawford is no spring chicken. 32 years of age, if I'm not mistaken. He ain't no spring chicken. Now, for everybody who like to, because this wrong side of the street jazz now, the more and more knowledge that I gain about these brands and companies, I think it's much more laughable than ever. When you think about it, right? Crawford has already fought Al Heyman managed fighters before. 3 comes to mind. John Molina Jr., Felix Diaz, and Amir Khan, who's somehow, some way still in business with Al Heyman behind the scenes. Those are 3 right there. Now, I ain't even counting Luis Collazo, who they were wanting to send across the street, but Crawford refused. That would have been 4 Al Heyman affiliated, PBC affiliated fighters that Crawford would have fought. So why is it that he can't get none of the big dogs? And I know what y'all gonna say. Well, Main Man Made Man, it has to do with money. It's a money thing. Okay, cool. So we've seen PBC cross the street on a small scale with those fighters I just named. And we've seen PBC cross the street on a big scale with, say, Mayweather and Pacquiao. So whether it be big or small, we've seen fighters cross the street on the big level and the small level. Why isn't it happening for Crawford? And when it does happen for Crawford, it's people that we can care less about. So, I recently remember hearing Terrence Crawford come out and say, they asked him, do you think Errol Spence Jr. is ducking you? And he said no. Because he knew that Earl was the only one that he had a chance of actually fighting. And maybe that's why he knew not to keep continuously trashing Errol Spence at this point. Why keep doing it when he is the only one? Though he's telling me to wait, though he's coming up with different stipulations, he is the only one that's still even participating in this conversation. The rest of them don't even want to hear it. So the question is, does Terrence Crawford's future fate for big fights hang in the balance now that Errol Spence Jr. is out? Wow. That's unfortunate. That's very unfortunate. Then some people will come back and say, damn, well, they in the Mayweather Pacquiao thing, they were all going to make money. So you can't really use that. Well, then what do you explain Adonis Stevenson versus the dude Vosdick? How do you explain that? It was ordered. It was what are you going to say then? Those were two sides of the street. You see where I'm going? And then you listen to all the latest talk coming from PBC. They don't recognize the WBO. They want a PBC belt. So my question is, does Crawford now has to drop his title and sign up as a PBC fighter just to get a fight on that side of the street? Is that where we at now? Because they're clearly not recognizing the WBO. So if that is the case, does he have to drop the belt, sign the PBC in order to fight one of them dudes now? Is that more obstacles that's been put up? At the end of the day, this shit can happen, y'all. Let's not forget, Fox just got recently, the entertainment wing of Fox just got bought out by Disney. Disney owns ESPN. The parent company can get involved and make this shit happen. I don't think it'll reach that level. I don't think it'll reach that high heights, but they are the parent company and they run both sides. This is the reason why we see the Fox vice president, executive vice president of Fox Sports out in a recent interview with Chris Mannix to mention ESPN. They are willing to do fights with ESPN. You don't think Disney had a hand in that? Well, make this happen. Hopefully, it ain't so much at this point, given that Errol Spence Jr. is out. We can't keep emphasizing Earl. Earl has healing to do, and he's got to recover. So what about the rest of them? What about Danny? What about Shawn? What about Manny? What about Keith? Somebody need to get involved and make that happen. What's up, man? Last I checked, Danny Garcia didn't have an opponent. Last I checked, Shawn Porter ain't having an opponent. But all of this jazz is starting to become confusing and stupid. People's argument for it is starting to sound stupid. There's no reason this fight shouldn't happen between Terrence Crawford and the rest of the welterweights. Or for that matter, Terrence Crawford against any big name on the other side of the street now that Earl is out. It shouldn't stop just because Errol Spence Jr. got hurt. It could continue. There's other names over there. There's other welterweights. And that's all I'm saying. So this shit is mumbo jumbo, man. You know, they definitely can do it if they want to do it. But at the end of the day, where does Crawford go now? After this Aegis Kalvalauskas fight, what's next? What are we talking? Now that Earl is out, there's no hope for that right now. What's next? Nothing. And that's sad. That's the state of boxing that we are living in. And there will be fans that get up on here and take up for it. Oh, no, that's fine. I've even already heard fans taking up for the PBC belt. And I'm like, what? So you don't want to see really the best fighting the best because you putting limits on the shit. Shit is dumb and it's stupid. And I'm wondering what happens to Terrence Bud Crawford now that Errol Spence Jr. is out. Real talk. Shit smoke in the building. What's up, fam? What's going on? What's good, man? Man, salute. Good morning. Good morning to you too. Good morning to you too. Last of a dying breed in the building. Peace, 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 peace to you, fam. Fury Wilder 2 is two sides of the street. Eggs up. Bam. Bingo. Damn, bro. Thank you for running that one on me. Fury and Wilder 2. But not only did it once, but they're doing it twice. Opposite sides of the street. And the crazy part is that No one will ever be able to convince me that Terrence Crawford versus any PBC fighter will not do numbers. It will do numbers. They will get a return on that fight, without a doubt. There's zero excuses, fight fans. There's none. Last of a Dime Bree says, what about Ugas? What about Ugas? Oh, that's a good one. Now, I think Ugas is willing. Ugas is one of those fighters that's in that gray area, man, where, he's not actually a champion or respected as a champion, but he's not actually a bum either. And so he is in that really, really gray area where he's usually fighters in the gray area, man, they have no problem with crossing the street. They don't have these images to uphold. They don't have these belt to defeated record to maintain. They're more hungry than resistant. So with Ugas, man, I can honestly see that will be a good name. And that would be maybe a very, very possible strap. You know what I'm saying? All day, man. Salute to my brother Monty Brown TV in the building. What up, fam? What's up with you, man? Y'all go check out Monty Brown's recent interview with DMV boxing coach Calvin Ford, the coach of Gervonta Tank Davis. He had on his program last night, man. It was phenomenal. Outstanding job by the homie Monty Brown, man. He did it. He's doing it, man. He's setting the bar real high for his channels out here, Monty, man. Congratulations, bro. Great interview last night, homie. All day. You know what I'm saying? All day. Marlonia 76 says, Porter asked for the big dog. Yeah, well, that's what I'm hearing, bro. I heard his daddy asked for it. And from what I'm hearing from Porter, man, he talking that kumbaya talk, bro. He talking that, they spit on each other's hands and they shook hands and they blood brothers, they spit brothers. They don't want to fight. You know what I'm saying? And whenever I do hear Porter speak on it, it's some like, I got to talk to Terrence first and we got to see if we can sit down and if we want to do this. And it doesn't even really feel like a fight. You know what I mean? It just, I don't know, bro. It's not welcomed. It's something that we got to sit down and talk about. You know what I mean? And it makes me go, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? What are you doing, man? Businessman Anthony in the building. What's good, big dog? What's up with you, fam? What's up with you? Thank you for riding with me this morning, man. Much love to you, man. Much love. Yes, sir. All day, Monty. All day. You already know. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. So this just makes me wonder, man. I hope that the other welterweights or the PBC side wake the hell up and say, you know what? That is a big fight that we're missing out on. I mean, they've already been all beat already. Danny already been beat. Shawn has already been beat. So what are you protecting? Is PBC of this mindset so bad where they're thinking about doing the in-house thing? Where it's just like, now we just going to shut Crawford all the way out. Earl ain't around. These dudes, we ain't putting them in there with them. So one thing that's always, let me say that to all of my Errol Spence criticizers out there. Look, man, one thing you have to give him credit for is that he's the only one that was even having the conversation. He's the only one. Oh, and Luis Collazo, maybe Jotacito Lopez. But outside of that, he was the only one. Earl's accident may be worse for Crawford than we all think. You know what I'm saying? All day. Monty says Kenny asked for the fight. I like Crawford versus Danny. They got history all day. And that honestly should be the very first fight that everybody should be asking to Terrence Crawford. They're the ones with the history in the amateurs. They're the ones that always competed in locker rooms and stuff like that. Who can hit the speed bag the fastest? Who can hit the hardest? They're the ones that's always been at each other's throat. It was Angel Garcia who called Terrence Crawford nappy-headed and all the racial stuff that he said. You dig? They have the history, without a doubt. Fans give this an epic pass. I've never seen such a big pass in boxing. This has to be the record for the biggest pass in boxing. No one effectively puts enough heat on Danny Garcia for him to force him to the table for Crawford. It gets mentioned. Boxing media more so don't mention it. It's more so boxing fans mention it as opposed to boxing media. Boxing media just ask him PBC questions. They may mention Crawford a half a sentence and that's it. Technically, Danny should be getting his work. But he won't. Of course, he won't. Shawn won't. None of them will. None of them. And this is sad. So maybe when we think about Errol Spence Jr., we need to think about, damn, he was technically the only one participating. The little participating he was doing, but he was the only one that technically was participating. You know what I'm saying? Marlonia 76 says, if you see how Kovalev had to give Arum $2 million, you will know why Bud can't get anybody in the ring. Oh, yeah. You know, A lot of people allude to that a lot, that Bob Arum is way into Bud's pockets or whatnot. But I mean, look, man, the business talk type stuff like that, that has nothing to do with the other side, though. Like, clearly, look, man, Bud he's well on record showing you, telling you that he wants to fight. You know, Bob is there even saying that he wants to. They're willing to make the fight. However, the money gets split down afterwards. Well, look, that's on Bud. That's on Bud and Bob. But as far as the actual fight, they've both said that they wanted this fight. They've made it clear. They've confronted Errol Spence in the public. They've done everything that every interview you've heard him in. Yes, we want the fight. Yes, we want the fight. I've probably never honestly heard him say no. Maybe in the early days when Bud first came to welterweight. But after that, man, it was like, yes, every interview, every time you ask him, every time you mention it, the whole nine. And I honestly think they were at a point that they were maybe starting to honestly work on it. Maybe sometime in 2020. I think they were at that point because I found it funny when Bud started coming out like, no, Earl ain't ducking me. And I found it funny that Bob Arum just kept on saying, yeah, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. We're going to do it. He stopped talking like Bob Arum. I mean, Al Heyman doesn't exist. He stopped saying stuff like that. He started to change up his tone a little bit. And it started to let me know, well, maybe something is actually getting done. But then the accident occurred and now, you know, it's all off the table, man. But I mean, yo, who knows, man? I hope Bud ain't giving up all this bread to old crooked ass Bob. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, no shit, I wouldn't put it past him. You know what I mean? Not at all, man. Last of a dying breed. They saying that they trying to make Danny versus Shawn for that January 25th. Yeah, I mean, you know, and I got a feeling that if that doesn't happen, trust and believe, I got that's more Danny than Shawn. Danny gonna look at the situation in its totality, like, what am I gaining here? What am I losing here? If I lose, there's no world title involved. Shawn is not the biggest populist name in the division, so maybe a big check won't be involved. How will the pay-per-views do? These are the things that Danny gonna sit back and ask himself. Forget about giving the fans just a great fight and it's an awesome fight, because the first one was an awesome fight. No, he gonna sit back and think about all these things. We'll see if they make this happen, man. Danny gonna be asking questions. He may even want to up the price because for what they offering him for just because how risky of a fight. Plus, he's already lost to Porter. Porter can totally wipe out the momentum of Danny Garcia. And if Danny takes another loss on this level at welterweight this soon, well, truth be told, it may be a wrap for Danny. In Earl's case, Earl was seen as the boogeyman. He's seen as the number one guy. So losing against that guy doesn't have the same repercussions as losing against the Shawn Porter. We'll see. I hope Danny grows some balls, man. For real, man. Last of a dying breed says they're trying to make Danny versus. I already read that one. Okay. But Danny's like, fuck that. Nothing to gain and everything to lose. Yeah, exactly. Like everything we just said just now. I agree. And that's how Danny's going to approach this fight, bro. Danny is going to always approach the fight from a standpoint of what am I gaining and what am I losing. He's just that kind of cat. So it is what it is. I hope they make it happen. They ain't even making, you know, look at all the obstacles they giving each other, and they on the same side of the street. Man, you know, Crawford is miles away from that, Joe. Crawford ain't got a chance in hell. His chance was with Errol Spence Jr. Crawford's chance is back on the table once Errol comes back to boxing. So, damn, that's a mean reality check for me, Joe. I ain't even really grasp the totality of that to doing this video just now. Like, damn, like, you know, much as we did give Earl was the only one participating in the conversation. Earl was the only one that approached Terrence in the public. Earl was the only one on social media really going back and forth with it. The rest of them didn't even want to hear it. The rest of them not even entertaining it. I hope Bud be all right, man. And I hope him and Bob come up with a fucking plan. You know what I mean? Because we can't keep watching them face the Aegis Kalvalauskis of the world and keep saying that he's number one pound for pound. He is today. Don't get me wrong. That ain't changed. I just did a video about that. Today, he is currently the number one pound for pound fighter. But he is not going to be able to get by on what he did at 140 forever. It's just not going to happen. And I don't care whose fault it is. I don't care what side of the street's fault it is. If Bud's name recognition doesn't come up very soon, we're going to be talking about another pound for pound champion. We'll see. Right now, he's number one. But that window is closing. And it's closing rapidly. We'll see. We'll see. To the next video, fight fans. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day, man. I just wanted to get on here with a quick word. And I'm just like, man, Wow, I just thought about that this morning. Like, dang, you know, why Earl not being here, there's no one else literally using Bud's name on PBC. It just hit me, and I'm just shocked, and I'm really blown away by that. So, for all my Bud fans out there, even if you got something, whatever reason that you don't like Errol Spence Jr. as a boxer, you may be rooting for his speedy recovery at this point, because without him, I don't see anyone else on the elite level lining up for a Bud Crawford. We'll see. All right, enjoy the rest of y'all day. Stay stressed and sucker free out there, man. Y'all know what it is, man. Wednesday, we talking boxing, going down later on tonight, man. You know what I'm saying? So be on the lookout for that, man. But yeah, man, y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day. Keep your eyes on the headlines. If anything big pops throughout of the day, you expect your boy to be right here. You know what I'm saying? All day. Until the next video, much love to all of y'all. Peace out.